everyone, and welcome back to AustinPlus commentary, where today we are doing a video of where is the DCEU universe going. And I can tell you, I have an answer. DC universe is definitely going somewhere. It's been a while, but we finally have a proper DC universe, whether it be cartoons or live action. They are proper and they are perfect and they are what we need for a DC universe that is to match with the MCU. Yes, they are a bit late in the game, but they are finally back on track. To summarize, we had the DCEU to start off with, and the DCEU obviously, didn't go too well. It started in 2013 and ended in 2023. Yeah. It wasn't great. I think everyone can accept that it wasn't a great movie, a great run. It lasted for 10 years, but you've got James Gunn, who is now the official director, and but he's basically the Kevin Feige of the DC universe, and he's overseeing everything. But the DCEU failed because it failed because they didn't put out as much as they should have, and they didn't have a definitive storyline, and also the actors they used some of the worst actors, I would say. But it was the introduction of some characters could have been so they did so well. That's why they're bringing some characters back, like Peacemaker, and who else are they bringing over? Blue Beetle, that's it. Yeah, all of those characters I think were actually pretty decent and quite definitive, but I just think that there were so many reasons it went wrong. But now that we've got James Gunn as director, we're good. We are good. Now, for those who don't know, James Gunn was the person that directed all the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, 1, 2, and 3, and they were all a success, and he talked about how he was the one that helped develop the DCU, starting with Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. Now, the first official project that was released in regards to that was Creature Commandos. Was an amazing show, I would say. And it was actually... It gave us a difference. And when I say that, it gave us a different outlook on characters, such as Frankenstein, Miss Frankenstein, and the ending to some of these characters were horrific, but it was such a good story, and every episode kept me on the hook, and I really enjoyed it. Now, when this was actually announced, not a lot of people knew what the Creature Commandos was. No one knew when it was going to release, but it was an amazing series nonetheless. With this, they also announced a Lanterns show, a Waller show, which I think might be cancelled, I'm not too sure, and a Paradise Lost show. So all of these are actually pretty good, definitive type stories. So Paradise Lost will probably introduce Themyscira and Wonder Woman. Waller will be what her status is in this new universe, with obviously Argus is still being run by Rick Flag Sr., but they're still going with some of the storylines from 2021's The Suicide Squad, because that was actually a bit of a success. We've also got the Lanterns show, which based off of what we can see in the Superman movie with new Guy Gardner. I think that's a really good way to introduce that new a very classic character, but then they're showing the actual Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in that show, so they have their own, which is I think something that the DCEU missed. Lanterns and Booster Gold are two things that are said to release next year, either that or Waller, or we are also to get a Supergirl movie, which if you have not seen Superman yet, you will have seen that there is a scene at the end with Supergirl, and that is also setting up the Supergirl movie, which is also quite cool to see. The last thing confirmed for the DCEU as of this now, alongside the Clayface, which I'll get onto in a little bit, you've also got Clayface, which is I might as well say it now. It's basically a horror documentary. If anyone has watched Swamp Thing, that was very much a story on horror and all that. That's why I never watched it. But this is rapping off the same song sheet. But also this was supposed to be a second story to the Batman show. So people are wondering if they are joining forces. That is not the case, because it has been confirmed that James Gunn is helping Matt Reeves with this script. However, James Gunn does plan to do a Batman and Robin story all by himself with a film called The Brave and the Bold, which obviously makes sense, because if you're introducing a new Superman, I think it's a good idea to introduce a new Batman. I mean, I know they did that a couple years ago, but 5 years of a difference. The film was released in 2022 and it's said to release at the end of 2027. That is ridiculous, if you ask me. I think knowing like James Gunn, he can like whip out the Supergirl movie within a year of each other. So I'd say that's a pretty good indication that like you've not probably got a good team behind you. Maybe time for a switch up.
Boom. Roasted.
But overall, the best thing about this is that the DC universe is actually going somewhere. Like here is a list of all of the things confirmed. We have got Waller, Superman Legacy, or Superman, which has already been released in theaters. Peacemaker Season 2, which is said to hit HBO on August 21st. Lanterns, and The Authority. Now, no one has heard much about The Authority. It was said to be the second film release, but they're going to go with Supergirl instead. Now, The Authority is a new group that no one's really heard of, but it is said to be another film. We also to get Paradise Lost, which is to, as I said, introduce Themyscira and Wonder Woman, and who will be playing her. The Brave and the Bold, which is follows, I think, either Tim Drake or who's the one that joins the Ra's al Ghul? Something like that for the Batman. Booster Gold, Supergirl releasing next year, and then a show called Swamp Thing. Now, to end the chapter 1, we have actually got a couple others that have been speculated and spoken about by James Gunn himself. Zatanna, Green Arrow, which is now these are concepts, these are not definitive. Superman 2, a Wonder Woman solo film, a Vixen series, a Nightwing series, which I think would go really well if they go with a gritty, dark story. Constantine, or they'll go with they'll try and loop in Constantine 2 into this universe, because technically he is still a part of that universe, or they'll go with a new style, like with a blonde guy, and then they'll finish off with an official Justice League movie or the Justice Gang, whatever they go with. They've also got a New Gods and then a potential Flash series. Now, I definitely think that's a skeptical move. Like, Fastest Man Alive, one of the greatest comics known, but a series, just don't copy the CW, considering that Grant Gustin has apparently agreed to return if offered. Yeah, maybe going with a movie would be better. Just don't do the Flash movie from 2 years ago. Please, no one do that. So, as I said earlier, the future external projects outside of the DCEU created by James Gunn is said to be the Batman Part 2. That is the only thing we've learned so far. Because obviously we've no longer got a Joker 3. People think they were, but we're not. We're not getting like an extended Arkham Asylum with like a Two-Face, stuff like that. But it is good that we're getting the Batman now, which is, I mean, I would like the Batman to kind of join it, because you've still got a new character and a new story. But I think it would be great if he was to join the DCU. Either that or just have Alan Ritchson play Batman. It's such an easy pick. Please, just do it. Just for me, please. But everyone, that is the end of today's video. I do hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you'd like to see in this channel. And I am very much aware this is a short one, but I do want to reiterate that I will be doing like a Superman review, so I didn't want to go into depth on that, so I could do that in that video. And also, as more things happen, like trailers or like actual stuff, I will do that. But I also want to potentially cover weekly content. So the reason this is a short one is because I'm still trying to put them all together. So if I do weekly videos of like stuff that's happened within the week, like I used to on like Austin Plays and Austin Talks, all of that might change. That's the reason that this video was so short. But everyone, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.